From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, February 1st, 2016. Silver is trading at $14.27 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,122 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $378. Antiwar.com reports throughout the first 9 months of the Saudi war in Yemen, Saudi officials have faced repeated criticism from human rights groups over the disproportionate number of civilians being killed in their airstrikes. Up until now, the Saudis denied the killings. On Sunday, however, Saudi coalition officials are promising changes to their airstrike targeting, expressing great regret for the civilian toll, and say that U.S. and British military experts will be advising them on how to get the civilian toll down. Of course, the U.S. has been involved in the Saudi war from the start and has repeatedly been reported to be involved in targeting advice throughout. It is unclear then what exactly will be changing except for the promise to reduce the number of civilians killed. The move was likely prompted by last week's UN report leaked to media outlets, which warned the Saudis were systematically targeting civilians and deliberately starving the Yemeni population with their naval blockade, warning it could amount to crimes against humanity. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports retired General David Petraeus will not be demoted in rank after pleading guilty to charges of mishandling classified material. Stephen C. Hedger, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Legislative Affairs, wrote Friday in a brief letter to the Senate Armed Services Committee that Defense Secretary Ash Carter agreed with a previous Army recommendation to seek no further legal action against the former CIA director and retired U.S. Army general and considers the matter closed. In April 2015, Petraeus pled guilty in a North Carolina federal court to a misdemeanor charge that he mishandled classified information by providing 8 black books to Paula Broadwell, his biographer and mistress. The books reportedly contained code names and operational plans and other sensitive materials collected during his time commanding U.S. and NATO forces in Afghanistan in 2010 and 2011. Petraeus signed a statement admitting that he lied to FBI agents and that he had committed the wrongdoing while still part of the Army but retiring and assuming leadership of the CIA in 2011. Petraeus was sentenced by the Justice Department to 2 years of probation and a fine of $100,000, and the Department of Justice shared their findings with the Army, which after a review recommended Petraeus face no further punishment and keep his 4-star rank, enabling him to collect his more than $200,000 per year pension. A letter to Carter from Senators John McCain and Jack Reed recommended Petraeus not be demoted. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spend-A-Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend-A-Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. Reuters reports the E.coli outbreak that affected dozens of Chipotle Mexican Grill customers in 9 states last year is expected to be declared over as soon as Monday, according to the Wall Street Journal, citing people familiar with the government's investigation. Investigators have not been able to pinpoint the ingredients responsible for the contamination. Chipotle has been grappling with a multi-state E. coli outbreak that hit the burrito chain sales and stock price. The first outbreak surfaced last October. Later, it spread to more states, and the last case of illness linked to Chipotle was reported over 2 months ago. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, most people infected with E. coli develop symptoms 3 to 4 days after contact with the germ. E. coli infections are spread by oral contact with fecal matter and can cause serious symptoms and even be life-threatening. Chipotle executives have been reassuring customers and investors that steps are being taken to tighten food safety at the popular burrito chain and that they would prevent further food poisoning outbreaks. Chipotle is expected to woo back customers with stepped-up advertising and direct outreach to its most loyal customers. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.